everybody, it's Peg, and today I am bringing you the Pick a Stick Challenge Tag Challenge. This is a monthly challenge that we're doing each month. We do an altered tag, a journal page, and an artist trading card. So this month, the altered tag challenge has glue, smear, draw, and medium are the 4 prompts, with a wild card of matte. And then the color is jade. So what I'm going to do is I'm working with these tags. This is a Julie Nutting tag pack from Prima. I've had these for a long time. I want to start using them up. So I'm just picking one of those tags that has the jade tone in the background already. Can you see? It's a blue-green print on there. Now, this is not matte, so I'm going to make it matte by adding this tissue paper. So I'm going to glue the tissue paper down, which is the first prompt. So let me get my glue and my trusty ruler here, because I want to tear this. This is the easiest way to get your pieces that you're going to attach to something. I just want to tear this down in several smaller pieces to attach to my background here. So let me get a glue stick. And this is some Tim Holtz tissue paper. I've also had this in my stash for a while. So I'm just going to get that glued down in place. It's kind of translucent, so you can still see the color and pattern behind. And let's see, do I want some up here? Yes, I do. So let me just tear that off. And I'll get a little bit of that up into this area. Get a little text going on. And I'm just going to use a tool to make sure that that's sealed down. So that's step 1, which is glue. The next step is smear. So I want to make sure that this is pretty much dry. Got a little corner there sticking up. Okay. Glue stick dries pretty rapidly. So I'm going to smear some of these Distress Oxide in these same tones, the green, the blue. Jade is kind of a green-blue combination. I'm going to add some antique linen to that. So let's just get a little bit of that onto the craft sheet. There's the Lucky Clover, antique linen, excuse me, antique linen, peacock feathers, and cracked pistachio. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my water bottle and just spritz that, because I want those colors to kind of mix a little bit, bead up a little bit. Just going to move that around on my craft sheet a bit, and then get some of that coloration down, dry it off. Okay. Get a dry towel here. Make sure that my mat is dry. There's a little bit of warping going on, but not too bad. And it's still just the slightest bit damp. The next prompt is draw. So I don't think I'm going to draw directly on here. I think what I'm going to do is to draw on a piece of tissue, deli, or tissue here. I've got a piece here. And I want to get some kind of image. So let me go to Unsplash. Which is an application that has free photos that you can search. And I want a rabbit. Because it is that time of year, right? So there's a cute little bunny. And I think I want to do something Eastery with that bunny rabbit. So let me just put that up here where I can see it. And I want a pencil. I'll just get a pencil to do my drawing with. Whoops. Guess there's lead in there. So I need to figure out where I want it on my tag. So here's the edges of my tag. And I just want to stay within the boundaries of this, or, you know, if I'm coming off of it, I need to you know, go over the edge this direction. So here's my bunny's head, and his back kind of comes up, hunches over this way, and then his body is gonna come down here. He's got his, probably not quite that far. There we go. He's not really that big a fellow, or she is not really that big a gal. So we've got the hind foot coming this direction, and then his nose is here, and the mouth. The eye is up quite high on the head. He's got a little bit of shading on there. It's kind of a gray and white bunny. And then the ears. This ear is facing this direction, and this ear is facing out the other way. And the eye, let's see, is back a ways, right about under there. And he's got this kind of look going on. Okay, so there's our bunny. And I'm just going to paint the back of that out with some white gesso. So that you don't see what's coming through from the other side. And this is just some DecoArt Media gesso. So I'm just going to get a layer of gesso on there. Of course, that makes my paper wet and it wants to scrunch up a little bit. I'm going to dry that down quickly. So the back of the bunny that I painted with the gesso is pretty much dry now. So I cut him out, and now I die cut a few images. Now this can be a little bit fussy. They're small, but I love the effect that they give. So I'm just taking a pokey tool and poking it through the holes in the back to get it to release. I ran it through my die cut machine with some of the Sizzix adhesive on the back side, so that helps when it goes to putting this down as a final layer. So I'm just going to pop that out of the die, fiddle with this a little bit, and then I'll get those pieces glued down. So I'm just going to layer another layer of gesso over the top of my bunny. Get that paper all sealed in there. And I'll need to dry that off again. Okay, so now I'm mixing up some white and black DecoArt Media Fluid Acrylic Paint because I want to create that gray that's on the bunny. And I might actually add just a tinge of burnt umber to brown it down. Because we don't have a lot of grays going on here. So I want a brown gray, not just a gray gray. All right, so I'm happy with that. And grab a brush here because I need to paint in the, let's see, I need to paint around the ear and around his eye, down to the jawline and up the back. So I'm just looking at my reference photo now, trying to see where I want to go with this. Get that gray-brown on our bunny. And his ear is also going to be, let's see, let's get his back haunches done. They are also that color. This is just an Arteza watercolor brush. I don't use them for watercolor very much, so I'm using it now to apply the paint with. And we also need to get the other ear. I want just a tinge more of the black. There we go. Because I need a little bit darker for the shadowing. So there will be a little bit of shadowing right along where the other ear joins in. And the underside of the bunny is going to be a little bit darker. And maybe along this outer edge here. So again, I'm going back to that reference. So let's get that blended out a little bit. And he's going to have some dark where his eye is, right here. And we need to get his nose. I may just get that with my... he looks like he's smiling, doesn't he? The mouths usually go down, not up. Let me try that again. I also need some pink inside the ear, so I'll probably just use the Posca for that. Let me get this blended. A little bit more. Squeeze a little water through when you're doing this, just to rinse them out. Okay, so I'm done. I think with the painting part, clean up the DecoArt paint. Whoops. So I'm not sticking my sleeve in it. And dry that off. So now I'm starting on the facial features. Using a pink Posca, a little bit of the white. Get anything out of this? Maybe. His ear has a little bit of veining in it. And he also has a little eyelid going on here. So we'll get that in there. And this goes up the back there. His little chin. And his whiskers. Right? And we have to have a little reflection in the eye where it casts the glint on the eyeball, and then I need a black. Finish the outline here. We want his nose. And the little line down the lip here comes underneath, like so. Get him all shaped up. His eye darkened. And the other ear. Do a little illustration on the chin, and the jowl, and then down the front side and where his leg attaches. Okay, so I think that's pretty good for our bunny rabbit. I don't like this sharp line in here, so I think I'll just take a little bit of that white Posca and see if I can't soften that just a bit. Make it look a little bit more like his fur. Okay. So we have our spring bunny. I really don't like that ear though. It should be coming around this way. There we go. That looks a little bit better. And we need a few more whiskers here, right? Get some off of this direction. You know, because bunnies have whiskers in their ears. Okay. So, what do I want to do now? What do I want to do now? I had another little piece of foliage here. Now, bunnies are always hiding behind foliage and getting a little bite of something to eat. So let me stick that on. And wipe up the mess. I should have some clover there for him to eat. Bunnies eat a lot of clover. At least the bunnies in my yard do. And clip that off at the bottom. And we'll see where we go from here. So now it is time for those finishing touches. Now, we know we have little quotes like this, but I don't know that I have anything that's appropriate for the season. These are Small Talk Snarky and Carla Casual. Yeah. Okay. And then what else do I have here? I have these are Chit Chat stickers, but I don't think they're seasonal. I could do something just like Sprinkle Love. That would work. I took a look in my sticker drawer. These are definitely too big. I think these also are too big. I did find this one. This is just a little sticker from the dollar store, and I thought, you know, I could put that someplace, but I really don't like the coloration on it. So I may just go with this Sprinkle Love that we found here. And do our finishing touches. We'll trim off the edge here. I'm going to get make sure that sticks down. I'll get a pen. We'll just put a small line around that to highlight it. And then we also want to do our edging. So I've got one of my little brushes out here. I'm going to grab some archival in black. Catch our edging. Yep. Oh, that took so much of that. And I also want a little bit of carbon black in some water. And a brush to splatter. See if this one's stiff enough. I want something fairly stiff when you do that. This might work. It's awfully big. Okay. A little bit. A splatter there. And here. Clean up my mat. And dry. I also want a little white. Don't know if I have enough in my white Posca. I'll give it a try. Okay. So there's that. And the finishing touch is to just put a ribbon on the top. So that's it from me this month. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure and join us on Pick Stick Challenge. We do this each month. And that's it from me. So bye for now.